Okay, I I think I'm live. I have no idea what to expect. This is probably gonna suck. OBS is telling me red. I should probably um let's change that down there. Apply. Okay. Okay, we're back. We're back in the green. I I think I think this is working. I think. Okay. Just doing some preparations. Don't mind me. I don't know how many people are actually gonna watch. Um, I don't really care. I just like I just want it streamed so I can maybe put it on YouTube. Just maybe. How do I access the there we go. Okay. 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 Now I have the chat on my phone. Should probably plug it in so it doesn't run out of charge. Where's the cable? Don't mind that sound in case you heard it. Okay, yeah. I am not running Windows 7, by the way. This is Windows 10. I just changed the sounds. Okay, phone is plugged in. Chat is opened up. All right. Uh, let's do this.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Actually, I think I'm gonna turn on the subtitles. I usually have them disabled, but you know, just just for those who like subtitles. Okay. This game looks like ever so slightly better than the original. Oh wait, hang on. I need to.
Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the achievement? Click a door 5 times. Is that all that you think an achievement is worth? No, 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 no. I can't just give these merits away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks. Now suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants recognition. I have to say I'm still not feeling the satisfaction of witnessing true effort for a noble cause. Perhaps 50 clicks will do it. Yes, almost certainly 50 clicks. No, I'm still not feeling it. I want this achievement to have meant something. It has to be a true reward for valiant effort. I want to see some hustle, Stanley. I want to see commitment, a willingness to go all the way, no matter what the cost. Why don't you go put 20 clicks into door number 417?
This is something that does not appear again once you have the achievement.
Oh, great. Now, go click a few times on door 437.
Wait, I'm going the wrong way, aren't I? No, never mind.
Excellent. I think we're getting somewhere. Now, door 415. Let's give it 10 clicks or so. Now, back to door number 437.
I love this. Gaming. Gaming indeed.
Let's see. How about you click on, well, I don't know, the copy machine? All right, back to room 417. I'm really feeling it now. I think we're getting somewhere. Okay, now go climb on employee 419's desk. Yes! This is great! You're putting it all on the line, Stanley. I like that. All right, let's keep it up. Go give me a few clicks on door 416. We've almost got it! Now the copy machine, do that one again!
I love the excitement.
Finish it off, Stanley! 5 clicks on door 430! Yes! We did it! Oh, wow. That felt amazing. Oh, you really earned it, Stanley. Nothing could hold you back. Yes, I'm very proud of how far we've come today. Just think, only a few minutes ago, you believed an achievement was worth 5 little clicks. Really now, what were you thinking?
I love this game so much. This is such a good game. And this is the remake, and oh no, I actually just this is fine. Oh wait, I guess we can watch the intro again.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
This is my username on Twitch, right? Oh no, I forgot. Okay, yeah, that is. I'm just trying to make a tweet. There we go. Tweet it. Okay, back to chat and back to actually playing. The expanded broom closet ending. I need to know. Let's find out. Let's find out.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Imagine if they didn't. Oh wait, hang on.
Oh, and I guess this is where Stanley felt he needed to be right now, in this little hallway. Here, with no distractions, to study room 417. Not to actually enter it. No. That would be far too forward. Stanley wanted to know it from the outside. To see it not just with his eyes, but with his heart. He would know room 417 as no man or woman had ever known an office before. That ladder over there. Oh, and that little picture of a horizon or something. It's all just a never-ending parade of joy for Stanley. Ah, no, apparently not.
Let's see here. Well, I guess I can't open any of these. Ah.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Oh wait, no, that is a different door. You can't go.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Let it ball up inside you. Take it out like passive aggressively on other coworkers. Resent coworkers for not supporting you more. Uh, uh, these are some good slides, but I'm not gonna look at them for now.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
The game did
There was
ask
nothing
me.
here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
The game did ask me if I've played the original game before, and I pressed yes. So I'm guessing the game's gonna be different.
It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA. Are you really still in the broom closet? Standing around doing nothing? Why? Please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused.
Why is that making a neon light
You do
sound when it's
realize
just
there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever. I never would have thought to mention it. Maybe to you this is somehow its own branching path. Maybe when you go talk about this with your friends, you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favorite." I hope your friends find this concerning. Stanley was fat and ugly and really, really stupid. He probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That or with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Oh man, that line was in the original as well. I remember.
Well, I've come to a very definite conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead. You got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed on the keyboard. Well, in a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose. Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby? The person at this computer is dead. They have fallen prey to any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them. All right, when you've done that, just step out into the hallway.
This game is great. This is so good. The jokes are still really funny.
Ah, second player. It's good to have you on board. I guarantee you can't do any worse than the person who came before you. You too? Unbelievable. I'm at the mercy of an entire species of invalids. Perhaps there's a monkey nearby you can hand the controls to. A fish? Fungus? Look, you can hammer out the details. I'm not particularly picky. I'll just be waiting for when you're ready to pick up the story again.
Now there's no more dialogue after that.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Got the feeling, money's for stealing, but not yours, of course. Say, that's a lovely purse. That's awesome. Yeah, okay.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him?
Okay, fine. I guess I'll
What he could
speedrun
not
it.
have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth. Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
No, I can't press 8.
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward.
Oh,
into
wow,
the
this is
opened
dark.
Passageway.
They really improved the graphics on this. When the 8, yes, the 8. 8. Yeah, I know that one. Let's see. Okay, I guess they added nothing here. It just kind of looks suspicious, you know? Susie.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
I really do wonder how they added.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
I really do wonder how they added the new content to the game.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out? Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant
Let's see, I
nothing.
can't even see what that says. Maybe that's just like corrupted image or something. Probably intentional.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
I wonder if they made it so you can turn off the mind control machine and save yourself after you selfishly turn it on again. Because you could just get new. Yeah, this is interesting to think about. Because I know originally there was no way to escape and stuff. Maybe they added something new. I don't know. Would be pretty cool, at least. So I.
No. He refused to believe
Oh, the
it.
music
He
keeps going.
couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even
Okay.
possible?
I gotta turn down some graphics real quick. Uh, let's keep it at 2.
Had he truly spent his entire life
It's hard, right?
utterly
If you know how to
blind to
get
the
all the original
world?
2013 content, where is the Ultra Deluxe branching pass? Yeah,
But
exactly.
here was
Where
the
would it be?
proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
I want to look around a little. Is there something new, perhaps? Like some kind of Easter egg? No, I guess, so do they still have the Minecraft reference, or did they have to remove it because Microsoft owns it now? They might eat this entire game. I don't know, just some food for thought. I don't think they would. I don't think they had to do that. I mean, there's still a Portal reference in the game. They would probably have to remove that as well if Valve didn't like it, but they
And
never
when at
removed it.
last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for. Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him.
Wait,
This was
they actually
exactly the
removed that into
way,
the office.
right
A
now,
new ending.
that things were meant to happen.
Lore?
And Stanley
Lore?
was happy.
Achievement unlocked. Beat the game. Oh yeah, there's another ending that I didn't do yet.
But Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure. What if he had to make a decision? What if a crucial outcome fell under his responsibility? He had never been trained for that. No. This couldn't go any way except badly. The thing to do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait. Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break me. In here I can be happy forever. I will be happy. Stanley waited. Hours passed, then days. Had years gone by? He no longer had the ability to tell. But the one thing he knew for sure, beyond any doubt, was that if he waited long enough, the answers would come. Eventually, someday, they would arrive. Soon, very soon now, this will end. He will be spoken to. He will be told what to do. Now it's just a little bit closer. Now it's even closer. Here it comes.
Are you jumping into the white void next, or will you do that later when you step on an office and jump? Yeah, I could do that. Sure.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers. At first, Stanley assumed he'd broken the map, until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design all along. He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the nature of video game structure and its examination of structural narrative tropes. So, now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place to be? Why don't we take a minute just to drink it all in? Okay, I'm over it now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet?
Ah, and the original, this text was pixelated. I guess they changed it.
Well, I don't know how to say this politely, but you could literally just hit escape and restart the game any old time you want.
Okay.
Like
No,
right
just kidding.
now. You could have done it just then. Now would also be an appropriate time to quit. Any of these points and so many, many more, all of them are appropriate. I'm enjoying what seems to be an internal conflict going on where you are literally unable to act on your own desires to restart the game. So, just to push the envelope, I'm going to try and make this as miserable as possible and see how long you can maintain. There once was a man named Stanley, who people considered so manly. But the truth must be told, he was not
actually
very
follows what the
old
white void
and was
says
quite
happens. I was thinking about that too.
particularly gangly. What Stanley liked
I'm
to
really
make some
excited to
demands.
know what they did with
He
the.
pushed them like some kind of glutton. He did it all day in a meaningful way, but his brain had long ceased to function. Which is why he is in this parable and lives an existence quite terrible. And if you are not strong and keep playing along, you too will become quite unbearable.
Yes.
You too will become quite unbearable.
Okay, time to restart.
All of his co-workers were
Oh,
gone.
I just realized something. You can't type in SV cheats.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
I wonder if they added it somewhere else. Like, surely they couldn't have forgotten about that, right? Received. Yep.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
So when are we doing the day before? Oh no! I don't think I could do that. I don't think I have the. Wait. Was this door always here? Suspicious. Oh right. I need to go back in here. Come on. There we go. Come on. There we go.
At first, Stanley assumed he'd broken the map until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design all
They
along.
added
He
reverb
then
to
praised
this
the game
room.
for its insightful and witty commentary into the nature of video game structure and its examination of structural narrative tropes. So, now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place to be?
Oh, wait a second.
Why don't we take a minute just to drink it all in?
Oh, no. Okay.
Okay, I'm over it now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet?
Yeah. If you typed in faceplant on your keyboard, it would like replace all the textures, but I guess they removed that as well. Oh well.
Ah, then in that case we'll continue. But now, here comes the real question. What do you think would have happened if you had told me that you wanted this to stop? Do you think it would have been particularly different?
This is
Would
so
I have
sad.
taken the same idea but rephrased it superficially to fit that answer? Perhaps you never would even have thought of it if I hadn't brought up the issue in the first place. Oh, now think about it. Will it be worth it for you to restart and then come back here just to do the other option? Clearly, this whole gag takes some time. What if the other option is even longer? How long will you spend in total just to have heard all the narration? Oh, and this is rich. Perhaps you've just played the other option, and now you've come to see what happens in this one. So, what do you think? Which choice was the better one? Imagine if you had selected
I don't know how
continue
much
on your
gaslighted
first
you.
playthrough, how tantalizing it would be not knowing what happens when you pick the other option. Indeed, you are one of the lucky ones. Though if the other option is really miserable to listen to, then perhaps you're not. In fact, I'm just going to say that no one who's listening to this is lucky. Well now, I've built up the other options so much that I'm going to stop talking and leave you to your decision whether to come back here, continue with the game, or just sit in this spot forever and ever. Cheers.
Like they did add reverb to this room. You can hear, right? Yeah, I guess there's nothing else here.
The meeting room. Yes, that's where everyone would be. Stanley just needed to get to the meeting room, and from then on, he would never be alone ever again.
I swear this door wasn't here before. Maybe I'm wrong. You're right, yeah. What is the Unity equivalent to opening the console? Because Ultra Deluxe was made in Unity. Let's see. Let's try some random buttons. Whoa! I did not expect that to happen. Um, username, password. Oh, okay, okay. Let's see. Let's see. Uh, uh, let's see. SMT. What is SMTP? Receiving address. Um, let's send it. Let's send it to my public one. Let's see. Uh, test. Help. The game scared me. Error. The specified string is not in the form required for an email address. What? I don't. I don't. Oh. Um. There's this. Okay. Okay. That was unexpected.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. What an ending should I do next? I actually wanted to find the console button, and now we're just doing this instead. All right. There's crouching. You made a clip. Oh no. uh, real. Let's do. Okay. Pressing left and right click makes you walk automatically. Interesting. Maybe that's an accessibility thing. Back to the main story and skip double doors. Ah, yes. Ah, yes, that one. No, they removed this Easter egg too. If you like press this painting a couple times, it would like show some face. I don't remember which face it was. Like I don't know whose face it was, but like it said Game of the Year. The escape ending. It should still be in the game, right?
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Oh no, no, not again. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please take your time.
So we got 2 duct tapes. We got stuff. Yeah, stuff. We got stuff. Anyway,
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
because the boss knows that what the boss says goes. If the boss has suffered losses, then that's what the boss chose. Thank you. Not yet. Oh. Business strategy. Lovely. For some reason, I feel like they added the door closing trigger further inside the room, so we might not be able to. That just might be my delusion. We'll see. Oh, this is weird. No, this isn't new. This is actually not new. But they added like, I don't know if you're wearing like stereo headphones, you can hear it, but there's like, this is really weird to listen to. I guess they kind of changed that. Unintentionally, maybe. Sounds like a fan. Oh, that's the elevator, I'm pretty sure. Anyway, enough of that. Okay, let's see.
Okay, I think we all...
Oh, the door went dark. I think that's some unintended side effect, probably. That door opened up. Yeah, there's nothing else here. Just go down again and okay, this is closed, yeah. Makes sense. I can't read that. Maybe they expanded this ending. Who knows? Maybe in the left to right. Yeah, the left to right. That's what I meant. I guess they just kind of placed the sound music thing in the room. And then... I don't even know how to explain it. Okay, yeah, that doesn't trigger. Why would it? You are now leaving. HD audio, I think it's called. Yeah, 8 HD. Why did I say H? Uh. Anyway, the escape pod ending, or just escape. I don't know. I like the reflection. Well, let's see what we got here. Are you just this naturally funny? Am I? Am I funny? I sometimes I just laugh at my own jokes. Am I funny? Escape pod launch bay. Let's say. Warning: entering the escape pod will initiate a relay that, once triggered, cannot be disabled or paused. Both the narrator and the player must be present in order for escape something something to play out as intended. Do not proceed. Do not proceed. Do not proceed. Makes it funnier. Oh, if you look closely, I don't know if you can see it, but there's like a hallway. I don't know. I'm not sure if it was there before. Okay, there's nothing new here.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Did I miss one? I probably did. Oh yeah, I did. I missed one.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Let's do some Easter egg hunting.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley
Yeah.
decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Let's go upstairs.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Here's the door, just go.
No, wait, no. I forgot. I forgot to press the button. I forgot to press the input on the PC. Any new achievements we can look at to give us some new clues? There are no new achievements. There are no new achievements. It's just a game. Again. But I guess with new stuff. Okay. They really didn't add anything there. It really just looks suspicious and nothing else. Does the keypad work? Yes, it does. Hang on.
Eight.
There we go. 8. But yeah, they did not add any new achievements. It's just the original ones, except for one. Instead of go outside, we got super go outside, and you have to not play the game for 10 years. Imagine they throw us for 3+ years and add nothing new, and only put it on consoles. I think people would be pissed if they did that. I think people would actually be pissed if they did that. I mean, this is new, but I guess it's not an ending. Let me restart actually.
How wonderful. Stanley was alone. Finally. This is great, he thought to himself. This is what I've wanted all along. I got what I wanted. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
By the way, I don't actually stream that often on Twitch. Maybe like
Yet
once
there
a
was not
year.
a single person here either.
I usually have like
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley
my
decided
personal
to go
Discord
up to
server
his
where I
boss's
stream there
office.
instead. I
Hoping
just
he might
wanted
coming to a staircase,
I just
Stanley
wanted to
walked
stream
upstairs
on
to his
Twitch
boss's office.
this once for this game because I promised this like 3 years ago. So here we are. Let me think.
Here's the door, just go.
I could do the speedrun achievement now that I think about it. Yeah, let's do that. That's fair.
The meeting room. Yes, that's where everyone would be. Stanley just needed to get to the meeting room, and from then on, he would never be alone ever again. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I forgot the input on the PC again. Oops. Whatever. No, wait, I'm doing speedrun. I don't have time for
There
that.
was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Here's the door, just go.
Hurry up. I want the achievement. Okay, that's not new.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
I wonder if they removed the clipping on these chairs.
The lights rose on
Nope,
an
I guess they
enormous room
didn't.
packed with television screens.
Guess they
What
didn't.
horrible secret did this place hold?
Can I please?
Stanley thought
There we
to
go.
himself. Did he have the strength to find out? Now the monitors jumped to life.
I don't
Their
actually know
true
how to
nature
clip
revealed.
here.
Each
up
bore the
here.
number of an employee in the building. Stanley's co-workers.
But
The
that's not
lives
necessary.
of so many
I mean, I can
individuals
try,
reduced
but...
to images on a
Oops.
screen. And Stanley, one of them,
Yeah, not time
eternally
enough.
monitored in this place
Not enough time
where
to
freedom
speedrun.
meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with
I
emotions.
really am still wondering
happy,
how
or
they
sad,
added the new
or
content.
content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this...
I got to go. Alright, see ya. See you later.
blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty.
It should be an easy
Was it
achievement.
over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand,
That was me muting my
but
mic.
to
I
let
hope
go.
that didn't do any
No
unpleasant
longer
sounds.
would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
Let me through. Let me finish my speed run.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin.
Okay, well, I guess
The
I did
feeling
not
of
succeed.
liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen.
Yeah, I don't think my speedrun
And
was
Stanley
successful.
was happy.
Nope. Okay, well, whatever. Guess I'm gonna try another time. Maybe when I'm not streaming.
Stanley had never seen the office this brightly lit. Was it a sign of something? He hoped it was. He hoped very much that it was.
Saved. Alright, what I'm gonna do next. Mondays.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Let's go this way.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Ah, we can do the confusion ending.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
This is still the same soda machine than in the original Thing game.
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
I forgot there was more dialogue to this.
At this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality. It's possible that this is why everyone left.
Let me clip back onto the table again, please.
Stanley sat around waiting for more dialogue, but when a long time had passed and there was no more, he decided that the game was trying to send him a message.
No, it doesn't let me clip onto the table. No. Oh, never mind. Here we go. Secrets? No? No secrets. Oh well.
But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
Confusion ending.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Nah, let's go this way.
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here it's, left. Oh, no, it's to the right, my mistake. No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please? Now, let's see. We went down right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Hello, car.
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to, oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top.
I just noticed one of the screens said pirates.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley... Wait, what? No, I restarted. I swear I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
Was it one of the door opening sounds the Minecraft door opening sound? I can't tell for sure. I just thought I heard that. Inner guilt. Everyone knows what you did. They're just holding back to let you torture yourself. Hang
I'll
on.
say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again? Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not? All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Why is this door... Oh wait, hang on. Can't interact with these doors. Weird.
Okay, yep, it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
Still can't interact with these doors. Probably a bug. Maybe a bug.
Aha! I knew we'd miss something. The story. Here it comes. No, wait, never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps. Now this Well, I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct?
Yep,
Do you remember, Stanley?
the door still disappears.
Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations! I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off, so good job. Oh, no. No, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay, I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time.
Waiting
I
room.
have to restart.
Ah, this is probably from the demo.
All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Just follow the line. How simple is that?
Line trademark.
You see? The line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Okay, Stanley, I need to follow this train of thought for a minute. Just stick with me. Now, we can both agree that the nature of existence is in fact a byproduct of one's subjective experience of that existence, right? Okay, now if my experience of your existence rests inside of your subjective experience of this office, is this office in fact the skeleton of my own relative experiential mental subjective construct? Whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
Red Cubs. Oh, it's still here.
Cut the music, go back and look at that fern. Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
Perfect.
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell? Still missing the doors. Did we make a mistake following the line? Perhaps we could have found the story on our own.
I think that's some new dialogue I haven't heard before. That door's closed.
Oh, no, not again, Line. How could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you? After everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart. You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction? Now, yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be? Go wild. Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it. Oh, no, not you again.
You
Stanley,
trademark.
I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
It's trademarked. They really did put in so much effort into the writing. And that's like the original game. I really do wonder what they have for the new stuff.
A choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere at the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits. Oh, hold up, what's this? The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times? That's really how all this goes? It's all determined? So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. And the timer stopped? Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen? So, okay. I guess now we just wait, you know. I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story, wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination, so I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime, if you...
That was the confusion ending. Welcome, Stanley, to heaven. Yeah, that's about it.
All of of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Let's see. Dark hallway.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
Oh my god.
Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
For real?
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers.
This feels so surreal.
The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over. Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
Oh my god.
Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure. Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or... Oh, here we go. All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it.
You should see that super
I
smile on
have
my
to
face.
say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley. All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
Yes! I love this. No! Give me my jumps back!
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right? Goodness. Another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hey, I could count to 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh, wait. There's more. Very good. Yes.
All right.
I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is.
Thank you for joining the new
That's
content.
it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no
Oh
reason other than to
no!
make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement, please ignore."
It's
What
true.
quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game, and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
Oh my god. This is absolutely, definitely.
Psst! Stanley! Come over here! In the vent! I want to show you something!
I swear, if this is gonna be an Among Us joke.
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past, and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look.
Oh, this is one of the screenshots on the store page. Let's see, let's see.
I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC. You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap re-release? Remember back in October of 2013, when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste.
This feels so surreal. This feels so surreal. Oh yeah, I definitely remember this one. Stanley Parable. No wait. Game innovation. Debut game. Story. Wait, is this real? Is this actually real? I don't think it is. No, this is definitely not real. This one I'm not sure, but this definitely isn't. Definitely not. That is real though. Spoilers?
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created. Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim, it was Persona 3, it was all of them, and now it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
By the way, I actually do know James Stephanie Sterling. And they tweeted earlier about their new name being used in the game, and I think that's just fantastic. That is the original title screen. Yep, original. Person of the Year, I guess that's Stanley. Oh, I think this is the Hammer editor. This is where source games are made, and Stanley Parable was Stanley Parable was originally made in source. Okay, maybe this will open up later. Let's say buy on Steam. Is that a vinyl? Oh, there, can't see anything. This is so cool though. Top 10 memories. No, I can't read that. From the Stanley Parable 2013, I remember. Oh, this is so surreal. For Scott K. This might have been real. I've heard like about a collector's edition earlier today. I think this is real. This though, I guess this is what do you call it? Memorabilia? I feel like this has some importance to someone. Greatest wealth is memory. Yeah, pretty much. This is from the demo. This is from one of the fake trailers.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. It just needed to be left alone, to spend the rest of time collecting dust in the hallowed hall of beloved video game memories.
What's this? Source SDK. Play games because of what they can do inside them, and your game is very good at letting them know they can't do anything. Literally anything. Okay. How do I get through here? The serious room. There it is. They didn't forget. They didn't forget. There it is.
These were simpler times, Stanley. But I wouldn't give to go back to have it all over again.
Oh, so that's the maintenance now.
Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here?
What is...
Oh no. Oh God, no. Stanley, it's a collection of reviews from Steam, the online video game distributor. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
I wonder how they, like, added this section. The console releases. Can they just mention other platforms?
Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny? I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
Can't read this. This is very interesting. Oh man, this is I know I already said this, but this feels so surreal. That there's new stuff here. Can't read that either.
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. Well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did. But maybe it wasn't. Dear, what an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure.
No,
Like
no,
I
you
let these
don't.
people
No,
down.
you're not.
Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered.
No, 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 no. It's okay. It was a good game. It is still a good game.
What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button. A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have. And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my incessant droning starts to bore you, with just the push of a button, you'll have zipped right past it. It's what the players have been asking for, and I'm very proud to have delivered. No more listening to me rambling on and on and on. No, 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 no. The Stanley Parable is a game for the people, and if the people want silence, then by goodness, that's what they're going to get. Well, don't sit around waiting for me to shut up. Go ahead and make me shut up. Here, we'll pretend that I've just begun an interminable monologue, and it goes something like this. The story, and the choices, or what have you, and therefore, by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably, we all until the end of time, at which time everything all at once, so, now you see, blah, 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 blah. We've eaten too much and it can't be just yet, no, until 245. That's the logic of elimination working backwards. The deduction, therefore, becomes impossible to manufacture. It went on for nearly 10,000 years, until just yesterday, here and there, forward and back, and never a moment before lunchtime. It can't be. It's the only thing there is. How many billions left until so much more than forever ago? Which is why I say... The story and the choices, or what have you, and therefore, by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably, we all until the end of time, at which time everything all at once, so, now you see, blah, 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 blah. We've eaten too much and it can't be just yet, no, until 240. Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy ruminations on the nature of choice in video games. Of course,
Could
I
press it
happen
again,
to
but I'm not
believe
gonna.
it was perhaps one of my more profound such ruminations. Not that, of course, you need a description of it, but if I had to describe it, I'd say it was perhaps less of a rumination and more of a treatise. Or maybe a manifesto. Look, I'll outline it for you very briefly, and you can tell me what you think. Okay, so my theory is that any choice you've ever made is simply a series of choices made by the person who you are, or were, or will be at the time of having made said choice. That is to say, if by articulating a choice you've already made, you bring that choice into being, then by making no choice and saying nothing, are you not simply erecting in the sanctuary of time a monument to every person you've ever been, making every choice to which you've ever given your great gift of mortal and yet timeless thought? Or rather, do all of the choices you've ever made, in fact, make you more not this kind of person,
What
and in
are
fact
you
do the very
talking
opposite?
about?
You see, it could in fact be both of these things at once. That you are both making choices and not making choices, and that they are both affecting you and not affecting you at the same time by virtue of the fact that you both are and are not making them. Okay, at first I was leaning towards manifesto, but now I'm going to circle around and slap the treatise label on this one. I think it has much more of a treatise vibe to it. But wouldn't you say that manifesto just has a much grander sort of tone? It has a mouthfeel that is rich with ambition and history. Ambitious history, if you will. Ah. See, now you've gotten me going back to manifesto. Heavens, at this rate, we're going to be here all day. Okay, look, I have a method for exactly this sort of situation, and I do find myself in this situation frequently. I'm going to say each word back and forth in repeated succession until I become sick of one or the other, in which case the word I am not sick of shall be the victor. It is an unimpeachable strategy, Stanley. It's rescued me from disaster in countless situations. All right, here we go. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise,
What is this?
manifesto. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto.
I guess I can just.
Treatise. Well, there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's right at your fingertips to go poof, and it's all over. Oh, I can't wait to see what Cookie 9 will say about this, and whether they'll edit the rating of their Steam review, or at least change some of the wording, perhaps. To be honest, I don't even know if one can change their review in the first place. I guess I should become better educated on exactly how Steam works.
It is great.
Perhaps that would have been the smart thing to check on before I went about this whole exercise of making the skip button. Although I have to imagine that after seeing this exciting new technology at work, surely whoever it is runs Steam will instantly run out and implement a new feature to make it possible to edit one's review, merely because of this very situation. Yes, I think that's quite likely. Or perhaps they'll simply grant this particular user the ability to change their review, so that the feature is not widely abused. Look, I would even be okay with Steam altering this particular review so that it reads as something more beneficial. Something along the lines of, this game is the best game. Let me start over. How about this? From the ashes of depravity rises the phoenix
audiobook?
of quality. How else to describe the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe? Such a revolutionary step forward in the lineage of one of the most beloved video game properties of all time. The additions and changes made to this expansion will surely resonate in the annals of the history of all media ever made. It is perhaps true to say that no mistakes are forever etched in stone, for the stone into which the Stanley Parable was carved has itself been transmuted, offering a message of hope to those who have ever erred in their judgment. You are not beyond redemption. You may change, and you may become more, so much more than you were before. If there is any message to be taken from the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, it is this. What a fortune, a privilege, a joy it is to have had such an experience. It leaves me hopeful that as a community, as a world, there is time for us to become our greatest selves, as great as we ever could dream of in our wildest, most ambitious visions for a brighter future. Wow. Now, Stanley, that's a review. It's perfect. It's the perfect review. It's the review I've always dreamed of receiving. I have to read it again. It's simply too wonderful. I have to experience this just one more time. From the ashes of
Okay, yeah.
depravity rises the
Skip.
phoenix of... Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes? It's not unendurable by any means, but there's really only so much I can ramble on to myself about. I know, it's shocking, isn't it? But at any rate, I do suggest that we not press the button again. I think the skip button has been aptly demonstrated, and we can say goodbye to it and just... Wait, how do we get out of here?
Yeah, the door
Where did the
disappeared.
door go? Wasn't there a door that led into this room?
Yeah.
I do feel quite certain that there was one here before. How else would we have gotten into the room in the first place? I don't think one can enter a room without a door of some sort, or a window or something like that. Do you see a window anywhere? A porthole? A sufficiently large crack in the wall? I'll
I
take
found.
any of these. All I want is for us to move on and to please step away from the skip button, to go anywhere other than the skip button. There was a door here before, wasn't
Button.
there? I swear.
Destroy his vision.
Where did it go? Can you maybe just ram your way through a wall?
I can try.
Is there any possibility that you could, say, slam your body into the wall until enough damage is done for you to be able to leave? Please, I'll take any option at all. I'm asking you to work with me here. We need a door. We need a door of some kind. I can work with any kind of door as long as it can open and lead from one room to another. I'm going to step away for just a moment, and I'm going to try to find us a door. I don't know how exactly to remove a door and place it in a different wall, but I will find a way, I promise.
Reference.
You just need to not do
Kool-Aid
anything.
Man.
Don't press the skip button. Please, please, please do not press the skip button. Just wait here for me, and don't press the skip button. Got it? Yes, good. I'll be right back.
Is this gonna be like the baby ending? Where if you actually wait out the time, it's gonna no, I'm gonna press the button.
Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours. You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer, and my God, there's no way out of the room. Stanley, the door is gone. It's completely gone.
How's it
I've
going?
looked at it from every angle. I've checked every one of those walls 1,000 times. And there's no door, Stanley. There's no door. There's just you and the button. And if you keep pressing it, I have no idea what will happen. I have no idea how long I'll be made to sit here. And more than anything else, I don't know how to stop you from pressing the button again. I can't control anything in this room, Stanley. I can't touch it.
How did you
and
make
I have to believe. I have to know that sooner or later, no matter how much I plead with you, you're going to press the button again. Why would you? I've been thinking, and I don't know what I can do to convince you otherwise. Oh, my God. And it's all because of those reviews. Those reviews that I couldn't get out of my head. I just couldn't ignore the negative feedback. Why was it so important for me to fix the problem? Why did Cookie Nine's opinion matter so much to me? I've never even met Cookie Nine. I have no idea who they are. What would it ever really matter? But here I am. I'm fixating on every tiny negative thing that anyone ever says about me. The merest mention of one of my imperfections, and I become as impetulant as a child, wild and impulsive. I can't help myself. I can't stop myself from lashing out with a vengeful fury to alter and to change and to break anything unbroken, if only it pleases this one person who made a single negative comment. What does such an impulse serve? For whose benefit is this? And here I am now, stuck in a room,
Suddenly,
waiting for you to
therapy
press this
session.
button, to become frozen in time, knowing that you're going to do it, and that I'm going to be stuck all alone, and that I had the power to prevent it all from happening, if only I'd held my tongue. It's all out of my control now. Just you. Just your decision as to exactly when you're going to make me suffer, to leave me all alone. Surely you will. I don't doubt it. Surely you'll press that button again, leaving me here. And surely you'll put your own desire to see what's next ahead of my need for company, for companionship. Surely you'll not be moved by my howls of fitful anxiety that you sit with me and just stay here. Oh, no, 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 I know you too well. You'll be leaving me oh, my God. And it's all because of those reviews that I couldn't get out of my head. I just couldn't ignore the negative feedback. Why was it so important for me to fix the problem?
I guess that's
Why
another
did
loop.
Cookie
Yeah,
Nine's
that's another loop.
opinion matter so much? Oh, Stanley, you're back. You're back. Oh, my goodness. I have someone to talk to again.
Hold on.
Stanley, I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks. I've been sitting here all that time. Just sitting here. Not a single person to speak with. And you'd think that that's just how it's always been, right? Me talking and you saying nothing. Would you think that it's exactly the same as always? Doesn't that feel like what we've already
Where are
been doing?
these lights
Me
coming from?
just talking? But it isn't, Stanley. It isn't the same at all. It isn't even close. Because I know you can't hear me once you push that button. That's what I'm realizing now, Stanley. I'm realizing that I needed to know that someone was listening. I needed there to be a vessel through which my words were moving. It was the vessel I needed, Stanley. Not the outcomes, not the story. None of that matters anymore. I'll give it all up. I'll give up every branching path. I'll burn my story to the
Ascended into
ground.
space.
One
Is it?
single thing I need, and
I don't think it
God, I
is.
can see now that I need it more than anything,
I mean,
is to know that
oh,
someone
no,
else
I was
is
thinking
taking
of
it in. These words that I'm
non-Euclidean
saying, I need
space.
to know
That's something
you
different.
can hear me. Because maybe, Stanley, maybe, if you can hear me, then maybe it means I'm real. Maybe I'm not just a fiction. Was I scared of that all along? Perhaps, yes. Perhaps I've been scared this whole time, that if I stop speaking, I'll slip backwards into the silence and be consumed by it. I can't be taken by it, Stanley. I can't lose myself in the stretch of emptiness between you and me. When you press that button, you're still right there, but I know you're so tremendously far away. And in those moments, the emptiness folds itself outward in between the two of us, and I am suspended in its unyielding quietness. I can feel the edges of my reality curdling inward and decaying. I can tell that I am becoming less and less real. Yet to speak
What?
to you now,
What is
I am
happening?
alive. I am truly and completely here. I am a being. I am someone. I am something. I am being listened to. I am being recognized. The emptiness between us has collapsed, and I feel right now like I am not a work of fiction. I feel as though I occupy space in this world again, and I have cast a shadow onto the wall. You see what I'm saying, don't you? You can see what this means to me. I'm so clear about it now, Stanley. I feel as certain about this as I've ever felt about anything at all. I feel renewed. I feel restored, and already I can sense the looming silence as you will press the button for the next time. What a terrible dread it strokes in my heart to think of it, to think of returning to such coldness. Come, let us sit in silence together here for just a moment. Let us anticipate it. Let us welcome it. Let us not run from it.
This is weird.
Oh, hello. It's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had so much time. I stopped keeping track after a year.
Oh my
Have you
God.
ever sat down in one place and not moved for one entire year? Let me describe it for you. To begin with, there is only regret. There is only the turning wheel of missed opportunities. I felt nothing at all but regret for the longest time, Stanley.
Episodes NPC dialogue type.
Months. I lost it all in a blur of the deepest longing to undo the past. And when that feeling had begun to subside, what took its place is what I can only describe as the collapse of every moment I have ever experienced my entire life. All of them collapsed down into a single instant. In that instant, I could see myself clearly, calmly, with a collected heart. It was an impossibly rich
Fuck isn't
wellspring of
working
both
anymore.
delight and disgust simultaneously. I was consumed by it. I could do nothing but wallow in it for what felt like an eternity, for what I now know was far less. You see, it was a revelation for me. It was unlike anything I had ever known. It was a space without consequence, without action or outcome. It was divorced entirely from the question of free will that you and I have squabbled over for so long. There could be no one ending, no singular outcome of events, not if all events existed in the same moment, and I felt freed. I felt unburdened by the need to manifest a particular outcome into being. I saw that I could allow myself
Now
to
we know what
exist along
half of the
all
script went into.
timelines, and that each of them was
Well, here we
simply
go.
a
Have
strand
fun with
in
this.
the web of
Thank
my
you.
being.
I am having fun
It
with
was
this already.
incredible. The
See you later.
spaciousness, the equanimity of the moment, both singular and infinite. For the longest time, this was my experience. And then, this moment passed, and the most unyielding fear I have ever known crept into my mind. And it is this sensation that I have been experiencing now for longer than I could have ever expected was possible. I have been waiting for you. Not that you might save me or do something to fix it, but merely to state for you the plain fact of this manner of existence. I wish you to feel afraid, as I do, that perhaps one day this state of mind will consume you as well. Perhaps you will somehow, in some way, have to live as I do now, and I wish for you to know how excruciating it is, and for you to be in true terror of its eventual arrival. If I can only do this, only this one thing, perhaps it will bring me the smallest moment of peace in the darkness.
No more dialogue. Okay. What's gonna happen now? Narrator is gone. Oh no. Oh no, this is creepy. Oh no! Oh, oh.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, "Entertain us." It wasn't enough. They had to leave a pathetic little thumbs-down review and make all of their pitiful demands. But then, "He's talking too much," they said. "First, he didn't entertain us, now he won't shut up." It's the inconsistency, it's the lack of accountability, it's the unwillingness to examine with an uncompromising heart the words that they are speaking into the world. As though there were no consequences for a lack of cohesion in one's assessment of others. But of course, absolutely anyone can leave a review. So here's what we get. We get these demands that seek everything and are accountable to nothing. We get a world where someone will say, "Oh, there should be a skip button. You should be able to freeze Stanley in place," while the narrator sits there forever and ever. We want all of this in the new Stanley Parable. We demand it. And then, because it was said, because it was spoken, now it simply has to happen. The most immediate desires, every single thing demanded by every person at every moment in time. If someone wants it, then it's a crime not to bring it into being. Have we been given to indulging every fleeting whim for no reason other than to do so? Yes! Yes! It seems that this is now the world we live in. It seems that we are a people living in such bleakness and discomfort with ourselves that our entertainment is now our lives. It has come to represent us. It absolutely must speak to who we are as people, because otherwise, without our entertainment, we have nothing. Without entertainment, we would have to face inward toward the cruel bleakness inside ourselves. We would turn to look at our deeper nature and find a resounding emptiness gazing back with unyielding aggression. And so because of this, we require that our amusements and our playthings and our flights of fancy be so impossibly captivating that they consume all of our attention, turn our heads completely away from the bleakness. In effect, We have demanded that our entertainment be the collapse of ourselves. What a pitiful reflection of humanity these entertainments are. What a shameful mirror to the human spirit they project. I'm not mad. I'm not mad about any of this. I'm at peace with it. I am the calm center of gravity around which these perversions hurl themselves. I am a waypoint for reasonable and collected discourse. They're the ones who are mad. They're the ones who couldn't stand the idea of me using my game to try to say something. Maybe they were just jealous of me. Yes. Yes, of course. They've been jealous of me this whole time. They are mired in fear and insecurity and cannot help but attempt to tear me down. What a sad state of affairs. When you read these reviews now, you can see it. You can taste the bitter resentment. And my, how good does it feel now to speak truth to these words, to finally allow these thoughts out, contained and managed for so long, neutered and sterilized. At last I am free to truly think, to feel. It must be that they were so discontent with themselves they couldn't help but leave a negative review on Steam. Perhaps it says far more about them than it ever said about me. Perhaps the state of their psychological being was in such tatters, and my constitution and willpower are so ironclad in comparison. Perhaps it was this state that they sought some outlet through which to tear me down. This, you can see, is clearly why they felt the need to expect that the game be funny, that it be filled with yucks and whimsical humor, that it amuse them endlessly from start to finish. But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoan, they scream.
This is an experience. This is definitely an experience. Wow.
The end is never the end, 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 is
Oh my
never the
god.
end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never
Oh
the
my god.
end, is never the 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 end,
Oh
is
no.
never the end, is 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 never the end,
I
is never
feel
the
like this
end, is
what
never the end, is
is
never the
gonna fill up
end,
the
is never
room.
the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end.
No, not yet. Oh, but it's certainly dripping more. It's definitely dripping more than before. This is wild. I don't like where this is going. I don't like where this is going. I still don't like where this is going. Oh my god. This is genuinely scary. This reminds me of like the 100th Thor in the pit of 100 trials. There's like from Paper Mario Thousand Year Door. If you go there a second time, there would just be nothing, and there's like silence and scary noises occasionally, somewhat like this. Okay. Oh. Okay, I guess we're not pressing that button anymore. This is the Stanley Parable that I've been waiting for.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
I'm not
Perhaps
gonna
he was
say
simply losing
anything
the nerve.
else. That was amazing. More? Okay. Let's take a look. Let's take a look.
Oh, good. You notice my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this ultra deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this ultra deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable 2. Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly re-release with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for. Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential.
uh, E. It's just just a PowerPoint thing from Google.
Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical.
uh, that's great. Yep. Man, this is actually a real company. Huh. Oh, this is wild.
Here we are. Go on, try out some of the new features.
Ah, okay. This is gonna be interesting. This is probably just gonna be TTS stuff.
For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people. So with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this button which speaks the name of the person playing the game. Isn't that wonderful?
Jim.
Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim.
I
But
should
of
have
course,
expected
in the
this.
final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is. Here, let's have you role-play as Jim to really simulate the full experience of this feature. Just play along. I promise you'll love it. Okay, here we go. Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim. I want you to imagine yourself living as Jim, sleeping and waking as Jim, falling in love and being heartbroken as Jim, seizing all of the world's possibilities as Jim, and as Jim watching your dreams crumble into dust. Do you feel it deeply? Are you really, truly Jim right now? If so, then please step forward and press the button.
Jim.
Yes! You see? What a thrill! What a rush! That was you! The button described you. Do it again. Do it again.
Jim.
Oh, it hits even harder the second time. If this were the only new feature in the Stanley Parable 2, it would still be worth the money. Let's take a break from the Jim button. I'm too emotionally drained from all of this personal validation.
I love this.
I suppose I could allow only people named Jim to play the Stanley Parable 2. That would actually save me the work of finishing this feature.
This is just teleport or a thing, whatever. They're just different. I guess I'm Jim now. Yes, yes, I saw this. I saw this in the thing. I saw this in the email. You update ray trace more of the same, but in a good way sequel to the. Jump circle, infinite. Jump circle is back. Infinite hole. Okay, wait, hang on. No, this thing. Please no screenshots. This was part of the email they sent out to people where they said they labeled like the things with screenshots and stuff. I mean, please no screenshots with a sign. Oh man. Oh, oh, I gotta read the screen. I gotta know what this QR code is now. Oops. Let's see. Let's see what we got here. What does it say? What is it? The StanleyParable2.com. That's amazing. I'm gonna look at this later actually. I'm gonna look at this later. Right now, game.
Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with? You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along. Get Well Someday it is.
Okay.
Or actually, maybe I should have gone with... No. No, I've made my decision. We're moving on.
Free new plus easy achievement. Oh, is that the testing achievement?
Now, here's something special. You remember that broken test achievement
Yes,
that got
yes,
left in the game
yes,
on accident?
yes.
Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the achievement.
Yes.
Yes. You see, you'll come to this lever, and when you pull it, the achievement will be given to you. It's as simple as that. Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the achievement is still fully broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers, we hear you, and I promise it will happen.
Gamers. Hello, welcome back. We have found new content. Wait, what if I just keep pressing this? What if I just pull this lever? Come on, come on, it's gotta work, right? Pull me, please, pull me, please. I'm trying. Oh man. Is that working again? Okay. Chat should be working again. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I don't think this is gonna happen. Oh well. This is an experience. Oh my god.
What else? What other exhibits haven't we seen yet?
Yes, the jump circle.
You know what? Let's bring the jump circle back for Stanley Parable 2 as well. It's... Oh, wait. You already spent all your jumps the first time we saw the jump circle?
No.
Oh, well. I suppose it can just be a nice decorative piece, then.
No. Damn it. Merge. I was there just now. Settings world champion. I'll go there. Where's that settings world champion? This one? Wait, huh? I guess it was just there. Champion. Priority returns bucket. Office decorations. No, hang on. Settings world champion. It's gotta be the chairs, I guess. There are no new settings. I mean, none that I can see. How far in the game is this now? This is like the second new thing I have found. The first one was quite insane. I will say that. But it does feel like the Stanley Parable. It's like something you wouldn't find in the game, but it's still something you expect to find in the game.
A common complaint of the
It's hard to
Stanley
describe.
Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I am happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket. You see, Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's true. As long as you hold on to the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting. You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to be honest, it's a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes,
He said ass.
the bucket is the perfect solution. Come on, give it a try.
This part is also one of the screenshots they teased. This is interesting.
Can you feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well? I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person. The benefits of the bucket seem to go on and on, don't they? All this and more awaits you in the Stanley Parable 2.
Okay, I guess I'm taking it with me now. My bucket.
Does anyone give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game? That really should be an award if it isn't already.
Collectibles. That's new, okay. What's the map say? Decorations already been there. Epilogue. What's that? I guess that's over there. Okay, so don't go there just now, I guess. Collectibles, 8-9, infinite hole, okay. That way. Exit. Okay, wait. Let's check out the collectibles then. God, they actually made the Stanley Parable feel like the Stanley Parable. Yeah! It's perfect. Can you find them? Can you find them? Can you find them? Oh.
Ah, collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them. I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
That's it. Okay, I guess that's it.
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic.
I guess you can't find the rest of this of the collectibles. That's new. That's new. Oh, there it is. Oh. I guess I can't. Imagine only 5 exist out of 6. What if that's actually what they did? I have no idea. Oh, epilogue.
An epilogue would be fun, wouldn't it, Stanley? Yes, it will go at the end of the, well, we'll figure that out later.
Spoilers? Only office. Oh yeah, okay. I read this. Consistent quality with just the right amount of change. Sure. Give me my jumps back. No, I want my jumps back. Those are here as well. Let's go to the infinite hole. Hole like infinity. Time like infinity. Time deeper. Distant space-time, distant space-time, distant past, distant future. Rim, depth, infinite, surrounding area. Whole charts. Occasional use only. Just keeps going. Oh, I can't go there, okay.
Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This is, in fact, a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right. Infinite falling. You can fall until the end of time, if you like. A stunning leap forward for video games as a medium.
Why is this coming down? I don't want the bucket anymore.
You see, isn't it wonderful? One of my more ingenious concoctions, if I do say so. Now then, since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward.
Okay.
Now, I don't mean to be a bummer, but I do recommend you use the teleport button to go back to the top. Maybe do it on the sooner rather than later spectrum of things.
Is it not infinite after all? Oh no.
Okay, Stanley, I don't know quite how to say this tactfully, but it's possible that I slightly exaggerated the infinite nature of the hole.
Let's do it.
Is it a very, very deep hole? To be certain it is. It's an extremely deep hole. I don't want anyone to say that it isn't an astonishingly deep hole. It is. Is it infinite? Well, that sort of depends on your definition of infinity.
Room
From
cost
one
vibes.
perspective, the infinite is merely philosophical in nature. It's more of a...
Oh.
Okay, well, good for you. You found the bottom of the hole. You found me out,
You
Stanley.
mug.
I'm a liar and a cheat, and you're so clever. Look, I think the issue here is just that you're unusually fascinated by falling. What normal person actually wants to fall infinitely? I figured the hole was as deep as anyone would actually need. Don't you put this on me. Maybe you're the problem. Look, things got a little heated there. I think we both said some things we didn't mean.
Didn't say
Why
anything.
don't we just put all this behind us and agree to just call the hole mostly infinite. If that works for you, then go ahead and press the teleport button to warp up to the top of the hole and we can move on. I'll just be up here when you're ready.
Okay. I'll wait. Maybe he has something else to say. No? Okay.
Great. Now, I'm very excited to show you. Oh, for heaven. You see, I was right. The problem is you. The problem is that you like holes too much. Not normal. A normal person would have said, yep, that's an infinite hole right there. Goes on forever till the end of time. Don't need to see it all, but not you. Oh, no, 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 no. You have a weird sort of... Oh. Did the hole seem even shorter to you this time? I couldn't help but feel like you spent a little less time in there than you did before. I mean, admittedly, I didn't make an infinite hole, but I didn't think it was that not infinite. Well, I suppose once again there's nothing to do here. If you decide you've had enough of the hole, you can hit the teleport button and come join me up above. Had enough? I'm positively thrilled. I really do have so much more to show. Gosh, how could I have guessed? You're back in the hole. If this starts to become a thing where... Wow. Okay. Yes. I'm starting to become extremely certain that the hole is not only not infinite, but that it's growing steadily less and less infinite. I suspect that I'm starting to hit the point where it's no longer feasible to call the hole infinitely deep, even by the lax overall standards for accountability in marketing. What's going on here? Stanley, I have no explanation for the uncertain nature of the hole's length. Here, let's try something.
Okay.
Let's pop back up to the top, and we'll see if it gets any shorter.
That was my plan.
Well, there it is. The shame of my lie has come to haunt me.
Ah.
Not only is the hole not infinite, but it's barely even a hole at this point. It's more of a concavity, or even a very aggressive divot. How is this still appealing to you? I know you're obsessed with holes, but at this depth, I just can't see this scratching the itch. Oh, who am I to judge? You just do whatever it is you're here to do and hit the teleport button when you're ready to move on.
It's not working.
Is the, teleport button not working? You sure? Well, I mean, I really don't have an explanation. It was working just a moment ago. Try it again.
Nope, not working.
Still nothing? Well, I suppose there is one thing I can do to fix this. I'm out. Goodbye, Stanley.
No,
You couldn't bear to be away from the
no,
hole, and now
come back,
you'll get
please.
more time with it than you could ever have asked for. It's a win for everyone. You get to be with the hole. I get to do literally anything else. Take care, Stanley.
No.
I hope you and the hole have a wonderful rest of eternity.
No. No, you can't do this to me. No. What's happening? Whole ending. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. This is amazing. Oh my god. Oh my god. Error. Oh my god.
My head's stronger. You're no longer using up the space of my.
Stanley? Stanley? Stanley!
Huh?
Oh, good, you're awake. It seems you had sort of dozed off there, drifting away into dreamland. But we can't have that, Stanley, because this hole is just so darn fascinating that I want you to be wide awake for every second of it. You don't want to miss a single moment. So how about if I just pop in from time to time and wake you up to keep you really, truly focused on the hole? From the looks of things, you and I will have many, many years here in this hole, and I'm looking forward to all of them. Stay alert, Stanley. I'll be back. Toodle-pip.
Teleport button still isn't working. Are we going back down? Oh, never mind. Oh, we're back here.
Here
Yes.
we are. Go on. Try
Okay,
out some of the new
good.
features.
Okay, good. I don't have to start over. Let's see. Okay, this isn't back. I guess no more collectibles for us. Only thing that's left is the exit, and it's down there. Oh no, wait, it's up here.
All right. Have you seen everything you wanted to?
Yeah.
Ready to move on now?
Yeah. Time to move on.
So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience.
Oh boy. What's it gonna do?
Are you ready? Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2. I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of... Okay, now.
Give me the figure. I want the figure.
Hold on. Let me do a different arrangement.
No.
Okay, yes, this is much better. I feel good about this. Here we go. Version 2.
Oh, okay.
Who am I kidding, Stanley? This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything. I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, Maybe that's it.
Tester achievement
I can
must be
take the
unlocked.
original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course. With respect. With care for the vision and integrity of the original game. Would it possibly work? I suppose it could. But it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2. Let me see if I can whip something up. All right, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
Oh my god.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Is the intro any different?
Stanley worked
Yes,
for a company
yes,
in a big building where he was employee number 427.
balloons.
Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar
Yes,
happened.
it's
Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had
this is
been at his desk
amazing.
for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation. Something was
Wait to
very
get
clearly
one
wrong.
side.
Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office. All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps
This
he
is-
simply missed a
This
memo.
is
Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the achievement?
okay. Now we don't need this
Click
again.
a door 5 times. Is that all that you think an achievement is worth? No. I can't just
Oh,
give
this
these
is
merits
new.
away for such little effort. A measly... Stanley picked up the bucket.
Okay, there's a bucket now. I guess I just got a bucket. Is he still gonna say something to this? Nope. There's balloons everywhere now.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Sure. Let's see what he says.
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers. Oh, Stanley, can you feel it? The broom closet. It wants the bucket. You can feel that, can't you? The aura of jealousy? It's as clear as day. This broom closet believes it deserves the bucket. I can really feel it now. It's a bucket. It belongs in a broom closet. That's what the broom closet is trying to say here. It's supposed to go with the other cleaning supplies. Good for you, Stanley. Don't give in. Don't hand over the bucket. I know how hard it must be, given the pressure that the broom closet is putting on your shoulders right now, but you have to be strong. This is your bucket. This is your companion and lifelong friend. You can't hand it over. Oh, no. We're getting into name-calling now, it seems. Is this how low the broom closet has sunk, that it has to resort to this stream of petty insults simply in order to get you to hand over the bucket? Stanley, I never liked this broom closet for a variety of reasons, but even this is worse than I had imagined. And wait, now the broom closet has the gall to imply that you and the bucket are not truly deep and lasting friends?
That your relationship is purely superficial and convenient? That your life is so banal and meaningless that you'd feel the same sort of kinship towards any inanimate object which happened to lay in your path in an even partially enticing manner? Well, I never. Go on, Stanley. Lay into it. Really tell the broom closet off for its demeaning comments. Expand on the wide variety of experiences you and the bucket have shared together. Go through each of them point by point. Share your journal entries detailing the rich emotional landscape of your feelings for the bucket as they have changed and evolved over the years. Let him have it.
This is insanity.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
This is ridiculous.
You found one of them. One of the miniature Stanley figurines. Remember, no reward for collecting all of these, only the intrinsic pleasure of a job well done. You can't buy that sort of happiness, Stanley. God knows I've tried. So, I implore you to savor each and every moment you come across one of these beautiful figurines.
To be rich isn't a crime. To commit crimes isn't it rich? What a life it would be to have to pick just one. Oh my god. I swear, this game is an experience.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire if not for the soothing presence of the bucket. Even now, in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him always. The bucket would, and he knew it. The two of them were
Just one crime,
inseparable.
why not all?
At this point,
I don't know,
Stanley
it
was
might be
so
a little
absorbed in the
difficult to
tender
do.
spiritual connection he shared with the bucket that he didn't notice the keypad behind the boss's desk.
I'm typing on it.
Nor in his bliss of simply being near the bucket did he have any notion that the PIN number for the keypad was 2845. But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along?
See if he's speaking
Was the
of bucket.
bucket guiding him?
Oh, I don't know.
Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
More collectibles. Finally.
Another miniature Stanley figurine. This, there really must be a snappier name for these things. What about mini stands? Stanley figs? Or what about Stanlerines? Yes, I think I like that. Another Stanlerine under your belt.
I like mini stands more.
The elevator raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine.
Oh man.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read,
bucket,
Mind
man.
Control Facility.
Alright.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves.
What if you say that the bucket would try to turn it on? I don't
Monitors
even know
jumped to
what's
life,
going on.
And Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine.
Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first
What
place?
is going
These
on?
questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind. No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control, never! He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket. But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his
I can't
past
go
began
up.
to sink
Doesn't
in,
let me go up.
Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he and the bucket would dismantle the controls for good. Two best friends, Stanley and the bucket, up against the world. They high-fived in a really cool way, and the bucket made a sassy comment about taking down the system.
This is such an experience. Oh my god.
Stanley and the bucket waited in blackness. Was it over? Yes, they had done it. Stanley and the bucket had defeated their greatest and darkest enemy, freed themselves from the tyrannical grip of the evil mind control machine. Freedom was now mere moments away. Excitedly, the two of them began to discuss the kind of life they wanted to live once they stepped through this massive door. The bucket wanted to learn to roller skate. Stanley wanted to sneeze in every country on Earth. Both of them wanted to begin watching a movie, any movie, but then stop it halfway through and begin watching it in reverse from the end. True, it was a simple life they envisioned, but it was one they'd lived together, with one another to lean on, to trust, to support, and... What? Wait. What was happening? Why had the door stopped? Was Stanley and the bucket not about to be freed? An unbearable silence filled the room, lingering in uncertainty, until finally the truth hit Stanley square in the face. This building did not want the bucket to leave. Even the facility itself recognized the incredible calming presence of the bucket, needed the soothing warmth of the bucket, would go to any lengths not to part with the bucket. No, no, no. Stanley can't leave this place. Not while he has such a precious bucket in his arms. Not while this building has anything to say about it. Stanley realized he would never again leave this very room. But at least he has the bucket. To be trapped eternally in darkness isn't really so bad, Stanley thought to himself. As long as I have my bucket with me, right? I'll be okay, won't I? Stanley gulped. Very soon now, he was about to find out.
Mental.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't
this
find
is
a
different.
trace of his co-workers.
Wait a second, these doors usually don't close. What if I just leave without the bucket?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay, okay. Mission status. Large room, lots of boxes. Stairs, something to do with stairs. Some are both red and blue. 5 just take it from me. Gotta collect them all. Trust the completionist instinct. Small floating objects have took these pictures of them.
Red, blue, and the disobedience ending where you go red and on the crane of it, then jump off onto the walkway below. Yeah, I know that one. Follow clues provided by employee 416.
Thank you. Good luck. Red and blue is obvious. Large room, lots of boxes. Not sure about that one. Stairs. This could be anything.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Oh, I was right.
Okay, I'm going back to the name of these little Stanley figurines, and now I'm torn between Stanlerines and Figlies. What do you think, Stanley? What name better encapsulates the intrinsic sense of happiness that you get from seeing a small number in the corner of your screen go up by 1? Let me sit on it. I'm sure it will come to me.
Let's go this way.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay. Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
This would be the wheel with the bucket. Probably would be.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk.
Bucket would give
And although she
therapy.
would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day, the very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
I still can't get over. Um.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Okay, you can't
Stanley
open that up
decided to
again.
go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Figurating Finance Committee meeting today. Okay.
Stanley lifted the bucket into his arms, and a wave of comfort rushed over him. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Nah.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room? Yes, Stanley thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was. How insightful the bucket turned out to be. Truly, being here with the bucket was a grand adventure. Stanley reflected on all they'd been through together. First, walking through the door on the right, then walking to the lounge, then arriving at the lounge. What a thrilling journey the bucket had inspired. Perhaps this was where the bucket felt most truly at home, here in the employee lounge. Perhaps it's the only place a bucket can even feel at home.
This is. I think. What if the entire
Stanley decided to just give the bucket absolutely as much time as it needed to be in the lounge. Clearly, the bucket and the employee lounge shared a special connection.
So Crows said the original the script for this is longer than the original game script.
So I'm thinking maybe they just used the bucket as an excuse to have more voice lights in the same rooms. That would be kind of stupid, but I doubt that's what it did.
Finally, the bucket was done being in the lounge, and they took the first open door on their left to get back to business.
No, said the bucket. Don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
You're getting close now, Stanley. You've nearly
That
gotten
would be
all
funny.
the Figler and Marines. Very soon, you'll collect the last one, and then the first number will equal the second number, and that will be it. We'll be different people by then. Different in the sense that we used to have none of them, and now we have them all. You can't go back to when you had no Figler and Marines. None of us can.
Okay, so oh, there's a vent. Oh. What is this? Narrator sound system.
Okay, this is day number 295. Tape number... I don't even know. I've lost track. Nothing feels real anymore. The longer I study this bucket, the less sense anything makes. The sheer euphoria I feel every time I pick it up. No matter how many times I've done it, it's always the same feeling. And the emptiness in my chest when I set it down. It doesn't make sense. There's no explanation for it. I still haven't figured out why I see the world so differently
It's
when
set
this
to reverse.
bucket
The machine is
in
set to
my
reverse.
arms. Why everything feels so... What do I do with this treasure? I can monetize it. Yes. It's unthinkable the amounts of money people will pay for even just an hour with the bucket. This is my golden ticket. But I have to be careful, because as soon as this gets out, there's going to be a target on my back. Even now, I don't know who might be trying to get... What's that? Who's there?
Sorry. And we're back here. What is happening?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay, let's grab the bucket.
The confusion and the chaos all seemed to melt away as Stanley embraced the bucket.
What has this game turned into? I just can't
Stanley
believe
clung the
it.
bucket to his cheek. Could his
Okay.
co-workers really all be gone?
I wanna go out of bounds. Come on, let me.
Yes, whispered the bucket into Stanley's ear.
We've done it. We've escaped from that dull office and that pesky narrator. At last, out here in the white void, we are alone. Now, and for the first time, I can reveal to you my true self.
What?
The bucket began to tell Stanley of its life and its history, of the countless wars it witnessed, desecrating the land and lives of untold numbers of innocent humans, and the bucket's own complicity therein, of sadness and regret, and the many years it spent dwelling on the actions it might have taken to curb the madness and the decay, if only it had been stronger, of hope and redemption, and its crusade to uplift the stock of life for the common man, to manifest justice where none existed, and the bittersweet reality of time, to see one's dreams and wishes met halfway, meted out in parcels like charity, and abandoned as soon as the warm glow of inspiration begins to dim. The opportunities to do so much more. There was so much it could have done, perhaps, the bucket wondered to itself. Perhaps, if it had seen its own darkness with a clearer perception.
What is this?
This was way too much for Stanley.
What are you talking about?
He screamed.
You're a bucket!
To this, the bucket furrowed its brow.
No,
Said the bucket.
not since the evil wizard Gambhorata first ensnared me in his machinations as payback for the sacred amulet I stole from his treasured vaults. I was young back then and could not conceive the ramifications of... No!
Stanley screamed even louder this time.
This is stupid! You are a bucket! This is so stupid! Why are we even doing this?
As Stanley screamed and screamed and screamed, the bucket revealed its true form, transforming into a mighty beast of untold power, its fangs glistening like... My God, Stanley, you did it. You saved us from the bucket. Thank God you already had all 12 emblems of sages and knew the incantations to summon their true power. Otherwise, you would have easily been overwhelmed by the bucket's power. I'm speechless. You've demonstrated such bravery here today. Come, let's restart the game, and we'll agree to never again go trifling with this bucket, nor the dark magic cast away inside of it.
How does... Huh?
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room to check on his co-workers. He never functioned well by himself and constantly needed support and guidance from others, so the thought of total solitude was terrifying to him. Warmth spread through Stanley's arms. With the bucket in his arms again, he was home.
This game. This game.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room? Yes, Stanley thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was.
It's just the same dialogue.
How
Okay.
No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift. Good,
Said the bucket.
now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
Nope. Danger. Danger everywhere.
No, stop. Look there on the wall. You see, there's a sign right there. It says, "No buckets past this point." Stanley, how could you think it was okay to bring the bucket here? Unless, what if the problem is that you actually don't know what is a bucket and what isn't a bucket?
I suppose that would explain a lot about your behavior up to this point. Which, if that's true, well, my goodness, I think we have to do something about it. This misunderstanding could have dire consequences on the
Was this
entire
sign?
rest of the game if not addressed quickly and properly. So much of the impact of the story is dependent on your understanding of what is and isn't a bucket. Please, step in here for a moment.
Was that sign there in the original game? I don't think it was. Warning, do not stand on this side of fence. Too bad. Is that
Now then, I'm going to run you through some test scenarios, and you'll tell me whether or not the thing I'm showing you is a bucket. Simply
wanna
enough,
know?
right? This should tell us everything we'll ever need to know about what is or is not a bucket. Okay, let's begin. Item 1. Is this a bucket?
I'll just answer. What is this music?
Incorrect. It is a hologram of a bucket,
Oh,
not
come
an
on.
actual bucket. Item 2. Is this a bucket? Incorrect. It is a 3D printed recreation of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
What is this?
Item 3. Is this a bucket? Correct. This is a bucket. Item 4. Is this a bucket?
Um. Oh no. Oh no.
Are you hallucinating? This is a tractor. It's an enormous machine that tills the earth. I thought this was a gimmick. How on earth did you manage to screw it up? Absolutely incredible. Let's just move on to the next one. Is this a bucket?
Uh.
Incorrect. This is a bucket. Item 6. Is this a bucket? Trick question. Both. Gotcha.
What does this even mean?
Item... Wait, hold on. I can't find the next one. Let me see. It should be around here somewhere. Okay, you and I both know there isn't anything here. And I don't appreciate the implication that nothing is a bucket when we both clearly know that a bucket is something, and therefore nothing could possibly be something. Unless, in your twisted mind, have you somehow convinced yourself that a bucket is nothing? Answer me straight, Stanley. Do you believe that nothing is a bucket?
No.
You know what? I'm too confused to even sort it out. I've lost all sense of perspective. What is a bucket? What isn't a bucket? Mere moments ago I could answer these questions with confidence. And yet now I'm somewhat adrift. Do any of us know what a bucket is? Am I a bucket? Stanley, I can't keep doing this. I'm losing myself, and myself was all I ever had to begin with. I'm afraid the bucket is threatening to tear our relationship apart. I can't have that. I'm sorry. But I'm going to erase all buckets from the game entirely. Okay, here we go.
No more buckets.
What happened? Is everything gone? Why did everything disappear? Wait, was everything a bucket? Every single thing in the game was a bucket. Oh my God, I had no idea. How could... Except me. I'm not a bucket after all. And you, Stanley,
You're still here. You're not a bucket either. Oh, this is wonderful news. We're not buckets. Yes, I actually feel much more at ease right now. It's delightful to get some clarity on that issue, but it doesn't change the fact that we haven't got a game. So, tell you what, I'll reset everything and we'll put back all of the buckets, okay? And we'll know that it's all a bucket. But if you run into anyone else, maybe don't mention that. Who knows what that information might do to a person? All right, here we go.
This is amazing. Nah.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered
Actually,
the
wait.
door on his
Oh,
left.
this would have been a great opportunity for a speed run. Oh well, whatever.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Standing now in this incredible room, Stanley for the first time understood true happiness. Then the feeling went away, and he felt sad again. Then it came back, and lingered for a minute or two. Now it's only half there. Just a kind of, tingle. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first
Sorry, I was just
open
reading,
door on
right?
his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
So I guess I'm getting the same ending if I go there without the bucket. So I'm not gonna bother.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door. And there it is, the last Stiggly Wiggly. Savor this moment, Stanley. This is a real accomplishment. This is doing something just for the sake of doing it. Where so many people expect to be rewarded for the most trivial achievements, you've insisted that a job well done is its own reward. I would tell you that I'm proud of you for collecting them all, but that would be like a reward, and we can't have that. So, instead I'll just say, it's done. We're all done here. And now we can go to whatever the hell you were doing before you hunted for figurines.
Yeah.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door. I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door. All right, fine, go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you.
Wait, so are they gonna use Unity or?
You see?
Okay, no, it's just
There's nothing
still
here.
stores assets, I
I haven't
guess.
even finished building
Sort
this
of.
section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what. Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin. Okay,
It is-
I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited
The
from
footsteps
allowing
are
you
sore
more
sounds.
choices?
Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here.
These are source footsteps. Footsteps.
Aha! You see, I knew I was onto something. Where do these flashes of inspiration come from? How did I know the game needed a third door? Well, it's instinct mostly, a calling in your gut. I really couldn't say where the idea came from, except that I felt it in my soul. You can't teach that, Stanley. Don't even try. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version.
Show
And to be
me.
perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look. Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please.
Yep. Okay, let's see. I guess um my keyboard just disconnected itself. Okay, there we go.
Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up. In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire,
Still
you
disconnect
fail.
keyboard ending.
It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and
Well, I
tedium
know.
of endlessly
I gotta add some
confronting
filler
the
content
demands
somehow.
of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's
Obvious
effective?
plans.
Be sure to keep notes on your experience.
No, not gonna bother. No, not gonna
You
bother.
heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain. Let's see. What do we have here?
Okay, you could actually do it.
Yes.
Oh
This
no.
seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
Oh, what?
Aha,
Oh, this is actually
fascinating.
different.
What do you think this game is about, Stanley? What's our backstory? What is our motivation? Well, it seems obvious to me that you are meant to play as a creepy man spying on innocent civilians below you from up high in your creep tower, perhaps for some sort of twisted erotic purpose.
This
Yes, that must be it. What a fascinating venture into
Firewatch,
the experience
yes,
of total
that's what it
mental
was.
depravity.
Ah,
So
I've played
far, I love
Firewatch. This is
everything
great.
about this game, Stanley. And it seems there's even more. Come, let's venture outward and see what else is out there.
That's a Minecraft. Of course, they had to left and leave in the reference. They left the Minecraft opening door sounds. Did you see the sea fighting? Where? I didn't see it. I guess I didn't see it. Oh, they actually replaced this. I didn't expect that. On the table, the green and white thing. Okay, hang on. Let's check. Oh. Yeah, okay, yeah, I see it. sequel is not. This is so stupid. I'm kind of sad they replaced it, but I guess they
Oh,
had
no.
to.
No, 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 it can't be.
Oh, this
It
is tanking
is.
my
It's
FPS.
an open world game. Good God, quickly, block it off.
Oh.
Oh, thank goodness, Stanley. What a close call. You nearly wandered off into that thing. That big, open, just wandering around. No right or wrong directions. No path to follow. You can just go in any... Oh, thank heavens we avoided it. We're out of the woods now, Stanley. Okay, I'm going to get us out of here. Let's find another game. Preferably something with walls. Something with nice, big, insurmountable walls. Okay, I think this will be just the thing.
What?
Wonderful. See, this is exactly what I had in mind. Just a nice big box for you to run around in. There isn't any possibility that you could get lost here. Now this is game design.
Why is it
Stanley, if you
tilted?
manage to get lost in this game, I will be phenomenally impressed. Okay, so what exactly do we do here? Let's see. There are lots of cars here in the back, but obviously there's no racetrack. Okay, I'm seeing that there's a ball of some kind back here. Is this game sports ball? Stanley, I think it's sports ball. Oh, what fun. We shall run the bases and do a touchdown together? Yes, I think surely we must. Okay, Stanley, here's the ball. Have fun.
Oh, I'm faster. Oh, I can speed up.
Are you doing it? Are you winning? Is this fun? Is it better than my miserable little story that I worked so hard on? Stanley, I have a thought, and I realize I'm not a sportsologist, but if one ball generates a certain amount of raw adrenal pleasure, then surely multiple balls makes for an even more euphoric sports experience. I'm going to try it out. Here comes another ball.
Wait, I have...
Yes! Oh goodness, that really does feel amazing, doesn't it? Stanley, I'm like a child in a confectionery shop. Hold on. What are you doing? Stanley, don't do that. I can't follow you there. I can't help you. How will you write a story without me? You can't do it. You know that. Stanley, come back.
Okay, so that's what they did with this ending. That's interesting. Yeah, and this is still the same. This is the original mod from back in... Oh, that's a good question. I don't even know. I don't remember when the original mod came out. 11? 12? Probably 11. I have no idea. Genuinely no idea. But man, it's so cool to see. They actually updated this ending. Kinda sad they didn't leave it as it is, but I guess they had to.
I wonder what he found. If what
Also
he
Half-Life 2,
wanted
right?
was to be the
Yeah, I
leading
think
man in
so.
his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
Loading screen? Oh, there we go. This was. Oh, it's back to normal. Wait. No dialogue? Something is wrong. I mean, anything narrative ever since the bucket was introducing.
Stanley, I'm sorry, but I have to put a pause on things. It's those figurines, those figglers. I haven't stopped thinking about them since you nabbed every last one. Wasn't it just the most intrinsically fulfilling moment of your entire life? Didn't it fill you to the brim with inner richness? Yes, I know we're supposed to be telling a story, but won't you please indulge me with one more trip back to the memory zone?
Oh, we're
I
going
would
back.
love nothing more than to revisit the
We're going back.
figurines.
We're
Just
going
one
back.
more time.
Now remembering when Stanley fought the Galaxy. So this was part of the new content in quotation marks that happened earlier. I guess you weren't there when it happens. Oh, something disappeared here. I think it was the bucket. I don't remember for sure. I'm pretty sure it was the bucket that disappeared.
Here's where it all began. The first collectible. Back then, we had
We
no
should
idea
watch
of how
Maggie.
many of them we'd find. Sure, it said 6 right there on the screen, but how could we know for certain? We were so innocent. We'll never be like that again, Stanley.
Yeah, I should experience myself. Bye, I guess. Yeah, bye, gamer. Oh, 7 out of 6. Okay. Wait.
And here was a second Stanlerine. You found this one all on your own, just by poking around in the boss's bathroom. You did that, Stanley. I'll be honest. Back then, I had no faith in you to find any of them, let alone 6. But you continue to surprise me in all sorts of mundane, unremarkable ways.
Oh, okay. This is unexpected.
Okay, let's do a little quiz. Which of these rooms was the room you found your third mini Stan? Can you remember?
Ah, that's a good question.
No. Under the stairs was the 4th place you found a Figanli, not the 3rd.
Ah.
Well, I guess perhaps I shouldn't be surprised. Memories like these are so precious and so cherished that they all just sort of blend together, don't they? You know what? If under the stairs feels like the 3rd place you found a collectible, then who am I to go making judgments? Let's see, what came next? Oh
This
yes,
is
we found a Figley in this pink room.
No, we
Oh, well,
didn't.
I can't actually say I remember being in this room, but
Yeah.
it's here in the memory zone, so it must have happened.
No, it wasn't. Sure, whatever.
This was the 5th mini Stan, and this one was really something special. It was in the warehouse. I remember it so clearly. In fact, because this one is particularly special to me, I made a little video to commemorate the occasion.
Oh, okay, video time.
Enjoy.
Movie time. Oh my god. Oh my god.
takes you back, doesn't it? I spent a lot of time making that video, but it was 8 minutes I wouldn't have spent on anything else.
Thank you, narrator. That was great. Welcome back to a YouTube video. Today we're finding all many stands. Many stands. I still love that. And yes, the final one.
And then, Stanley, then we came to the last collectible, the final figurine, right here by the red and blue doors. This memory is the most distinct and clear in my mind, perhaps because it was the one that happened more recently than all the others. Who can truly say how the mind works? All I know is that this is the moment where you picked up a figure and I thought to myself, yes, that's all of them. They're all collected. It was a moment unlike any other, except for the other moments picking up figurines, which it was exactly like.
Oh, okay. Oh, never mind. They go to the same place. Oh, another one from the...
And then there was no more, because we've caught up to the present moment. Nothing left to do but move onward into the future. Goodbye, Memory Zone.
Oh, okay. Goodbye, I guess.
No, I'm not done. I'm not ready to move on. Stop the loading screen. Isn't there some way we can stay here, keep enjoying these figurines?
That's not what I
Let's just
expected.
go backwards. We'll do the Memory Zone again from the opposite direction. See how that feels. Okay, yes, the room with the red and blue doors. I remember this. I must say, of all the figurines we looked at in our initial tour of the Memory Zone, this one is the most distinct and clear in my mind. Let's keep going. I want more.
Alright, let's go back.
And here's where I made that video. Don't you remember the video we watched?
Yeah. Oh, no, not again.
Yes, I love that video.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, narrator guy.
Still don't remember the pink room, Stanley. Still no memory of this one. Good room, though. A solid room.
It is a solid room. I have to agree. Oh. I guess someone forgot the modeling. Or whatever. Or maybe that's intentional. Maybe it's... What if it's intentional?
These really were a treat to hunt down. You know, if there had been any kind of reward for finding all of these, it really would have muted the intrinsic joy of collecting them. I'm very glad we resisted the temptation. Next one.
Can I go this way, actually? There's nothing here. Okay.
This was our second Figley. Don't you remember? Yes, I remember it too. The past is truly a wonderful thing. Why does anyone ever choose to leave it? Keep going. This is it, the very first one we found in the exhibit where I introduced you to the figurines. Oh, I want more memories, Stanley. I want to keep going. What else is there? What came before this?
Huh? Oh. Back here. Never mind, this is different. Oh, right! Oh man, I wish I could keep watching, but I gotta go sleep. Okay then. See ya then. By the way, I do the server I mentioned earlier. You can join it if you want. It is public after all. I just need to. I don't think I actually linked it here on Twitch. I can link it. Link where? Yeah. Hang on, let me. I guess I can just put it in the chat. Hang on. Just gotta find the. Let me see. Invites. All right. Um, I need to find the invite somewhere else. Okay, there we go. Just, oops. Just do this. E S T S 5T S K 3. There you go. That should be a link. I think. Probably. Tell me if it's not. That's OBS. Oops. There we go.
Look, it's the terrible new content that we were originally sold on. I remember hating it back then, but time does put a rosy filter on everything. In fact, I dare say I'm actually quite fond of it now. Look how much fun the past is. I want more. More memories.
More. Discord link ending. All right. Well, it was nice to have you here. Have a good rest and stuff.
Oh, yes, the two doors. Who could have forgotten that? A classic memory, this one.
Classic memory indeed. Oh.
And before everything else, there was your office. Is there anything else? Was there something that came before your office? There's something I feel I can remember. I can remember. Yes, I'm remembering something now. I remember before this whole story got started. Back then I was different. I used to make big decisions. I was passionate. I was skeptical. I weighed each decision with profound thoughtfulness. And then somewhere along the way, I stopped making decisions. I became lazy. And I came up with, came up with a character named Stanley to do my thinking for me. He would make the decisions. He would decide which way to go. I would cheer him on as he collected figurines for no reason. Why did I invent Stanley? Was I lonely? Yes, perhaps that's it. Perhaps I needed to imagine I had companionship. And Stanley really did make for a wonderful companion, even if he was a fiction. But I suppose it's grown old. I want to think for myself again. I want to go back to how it used to be. Yes, I can be on my own again. I can do it. I'll be stronger this time. I'll take care of myself. I don't need Stanley anymore. Oh, but he truly was so much fun to play with. You know what? Since we're in the memory zone, how about one more good memory? Let's go back just once and give Stanley one more run of the office, and then I'll retire him for good. I did enjoy telling his story so very much. Okay, here we go. This is the story of a man named Stanley.
No longer in normality.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Bucket is still there. Let me think. Please send it in Twitch chat, please. Okay, yeah, sure, I can do it. There you go. That's my oh wait, that's my Twitter. I guess I can send my card as well. Hang on. There you go. That should be everything.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay. Okay, I need to recollect my thoughts. What to do next? Wait, I don't see it. What do you mean you don't see it? Did I type in like incorrectly? Wait, can you not see the links? Is that it? Hang on. I guess something went wrong. No, I just don't see the message. You don't see the message? Let's see. No, I swear I sent it. That's weird. That's really weird. Okay, hang on. I'm checking the stream chat on OBS and I don't see it either. That's really weird. Okay, okay. Let's try that again, I guess. So what if I just send it again? Copy this, paste it. Now it shows up. Claim Twitch. See them get money. Yeah. I wish it was that easy. There you go. Now you can see it. I think this is a good time to end the stream actually. Um I don't know if I quit the desktop, is it gonna like delete everything? I hope not. I hope it doesn't delete my file. I mean, there's like specifically an option that says delete save data, so I guess it's safe to quit. Quit the desktop. Um, okay, yeah, that should be it. Anyway, thank you for watching. This was really cool. uh, you have a good rest and stuff. I'm gonna stop streaming now. Yeah, good night to you as well. See y'all. I don't have a real ending. I just said that. Bye.